Morning, Nova.
Morning, Abby. How are you doing?
I'm quite good. Slightly delicate this morning, but I'm okay. How about you?
I am also likewise slightly delicate, but it is self-inflicted, so one can.
Well, it is. And it was espresso martinis, so it's always worth it.
Oh, it's very classy, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got it. We keep it classy.
We keep it classy. Yeah.
We do put...
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
It's not alcoholism if you're drinking from proper martini glass with a pinky out, is it? It's more refined.
We might need to get an expert opinion before we can actually assert that. But we can say for us, in our opinions, which are not in any way professional, we believe, or researched, or evidenced, or peer-reviewed.
Yeah. Or made up, really.
Well,
it's completely made up.
So we are clearly experts.
Absolutely. If we publish something on Facebook later, it'll be official.
Yes, because it's on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, oh my goodness, it's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a very long day, isn't it?
What's the last day of February? So it's not a long month.
It feels like it's been a long month.
I was supposed to be born on the 29th of February. Yeah. My mum said that's when I was due. I was 4 days early, obviously, because I am my own age. I'm not a quarter of what I look like.
Yeah.
So that's a good relief. But yeah, so February where I was born is always hot and sunny and great for partying.
And nothing like here.
No. Wherever we want to go, we have to swim to the car first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we park, we have to pretty much deploy small bridges.
Yeah, like last night.
Like last night in Bristol. There's a veritable river running down the roadside.
I had to stand up with wet feet. Well, so shall we go on as we mean to start?
And we shall indeed start as we mean to go on as well.
I'll be mother.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Oh, it looks a little weak. I'm going to offend my ancestors now.
Oh, again?
Sorry, Mum.
Oh. If you listen carefully, that's your ancestors turning in their graves.
My poor mum's in a box, so she'll have some trouble. But if anybody could do it,
I'm sure she has the grit and determination.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum. Okay. Thank you. Shall I lump you?
Oh, please do. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, I missed. That one's a reject now.
So,
there we go.
Careless lump.
I need better tongs, clearly.
Absolutely.
Anyway, flour?
Yes, sweetie.
Would you like a cupcake?
I'd love one. Oh, I think I shall go with this one. Thank you very much.
Look at these tulips.
Beautiful.
Where did you get them from?
So these are from brand new cake bakery in Barry.
Yeah.
Called Sapphire's Bakes.
Sapphire's Bakes.
Yes.
I love a sapphire.
My friend's daughter's little cake empire, and she does do truly wonderful cupcakes.
They are
which
just
currently we may be pre-advertising a little bit here, but they will all be up and running fully in the coming weeks. So, it would be rude not to. I would have said buy me a drink first, but you poured me a tea, so that's good enough.
I've got that covered. Oh, it's rather lovely. That decorating is incredible. You know, I like baking.
Yes.
But to get all the frosting so even is takes real talent.
That was the bit I always used to struggle with back in my baking days.
So you can make a good sponge, can you?
I can make a fantastic sponge. I'm a
I have
good.
no evidence of this.
We shall provide you with empirical evidence at some
Yes.
point. I will be the one to provide cake for a future podcast.
Okay.
And we shall see. We could have a cake off one day, couldn't we?
We could have a cake off.
I don't know if I'm that brave because I have tasted your cakes, and mine. I do basics well, but
There is nothing wrong with that.
I don't tend to deviate from doing the basics well. You know, I don't go for the more avant-garde bakery.
Neither do I. It's the same in comedy. If you get the basics completely right, the rest will follow.
That is true. It's very true.
Oh, well, last day of February, huh?
Yeah. What a month. For the shortest month of the year, it's been the longest, I feel. I know, we're all aware that January has 4,876 days.
Yeah, 4,877 in a leap year.
Yes. And we feel every single one of them now.
We do.
And the way the company I work for structures pay, they pay you early in December,
Right.
then early in January. So you effectively then have 2 5-week payday gaps.
Yeah.
So you get paid a week early in January.
Right.
So by the time you hit Feb, you're like, oh yeah, bills come out on the 1st of the month and I got paid a week early. That could be problematic.
Yes.
And then it just feels like the rest of that month is that slog to payday.
Yeah. You know, in a lot of countries in Europe and actually in Africa, your salary is divided into 14.
Okay.
So you get double pay at the beginning of December. You get double pay at the beginning of August.
I like that.
Yeah.
Makes
It's a
sense.
real shock to people when they come here and it's just divided into 12 as standard.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
So when we're running this country, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Absolutely. When Team Savage
when we break into the political scene.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's bound to happen sooner or later, isn't it?
So when we are running the country, I'll obviously be in charge of health.
Yes, definitely.
As a frequent flyer.
Yeah.
We need no mystery shoppers.
Well, exactly. If anyone knows the health system, from the consumer side, it's definitely you.
It is true. So I'll obviously be in charge of health. I'm also quite interested in education. And because I live in Swansea, roads.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I saw a camel get lost in a pothole the other day. I like roads also because I'm totally against the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. I reckon that was put in place by people who have nowhere to be, obviously Welsh government.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, you did not make a good decision.
That was not
The other day, I was driving in Swansea and I was overtaken by a vicar on a bicycle. So, I would like to take roads as my portfolio.
Yeah.
I think you should do defence.
Yeah.
Although I do have very good ideas about defence.
That's fine. We can, we can share ideas.
Well, I mean, my ideas about defence. Like, I think we should just sack everybody in charge of defence at the moment and just put the GP receptionists in charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they are the best at boundary keeping.
They are technically the first line of defence for GPs, aren't they? So, yeah, it would be like...
And they do it so well. No, you may not see a doctor. Don't care if you're dying. You didn't go on the portal.
Yeah.
If you're going to die, can you do it today before the portal opens at 7:30 tomorrow morning? And just do it quietly.
Yes. Don't make a fuss.
No fusses. It's not very British.
Not at all.
Anyway. Sorry, GP receptionists. We love you, really. So
that was complimentary because we admire you and fear you at the same time.
yeah, and that kind of respect is hard to come by.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like head teachers, but scarier and with more power.
Yeah, I'd say school librarians probably over the headmaster or head teacher. Definitely. Because growing up, when I did, head teachers, certainly in junior school, were very old school, very sort of respectable type, sort of an authority figure.
Yes.
Without, they instilled enough fear.
Yes.
But without the sort of, that iron fist kind of thing. But you knew if you crossed them, it's very much like my 4-foot grandmother. If you crossed them, that was the last thing you were going to do. But it was a different era, different respect and everything else. We've stepped away from an awful lot.
Yeah, we have slightly thrown the baby out with the bathwater, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Rather that than have the teachers being allowed to hit children in school and things like that. Oh, yeah,
that's
not acceptable.
That's mad. But I think my brother was he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
He was the last of the corporal punishment sort of era. Not that it was particularly used at the school. There were stories, but I don't know how many of them were true. But it's very much around about that time. So when I was going up through junior school, certainly, that was when it was very much taken off the table kind of thing. So, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Took the iron fist off the table.
Absolutely.
It sounds wrong, but it isn't.
In a lot of ways, doesn't it? There's certain words, if you use any given sentence, that just by the very association of things with them, they automatically sound rude.
Like table. I feel you're patronizing me. Anyway.
Not in the slightest. Well, we haven't yet, so cheers.
Oh, cheers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was funny. So what else is in your portfolio then? We've got defense. I'm doing education.
You've got education, highways, and health.
Yes.
I feel like I'm the last person on earth that you want to put in charge of anything finance related.
Oh, me too. Or grammar.
I've got a few good ideas of people we could bring in.
Well,
who can look after that.
I think, okay, this is finance adjacent.
Okay.
I think what we should do is we will cancel all unemployment benefits.
Yeah.
You work or you broke. Okay. And I know that's harsh. And I know that I'm somebody that's been looking for a job for a long time and not found one. So it's probably counterintuitive. However, I think this is how it should work. There's no long-term unemployment benefits. When you lose your job, whatever reason, you get 6 months of your old full pay. So 6 months in which you're not worried about making your bills. You're not worried about your shoes getting holes in. You're not worried about your mortgage, all of that. 6 months of whatever you were on. Okay. And then after that, there's nothing. I would save an awful lot of money. But I found, like in the early days of my unemployment, I was worrying about how to keep my housing, the fact that I couldn't replace any clothing to go to interviews in. And then I've sort of gotten a bit used to poverty, really.
It becomes a downward spiral, doesn't it?
It does. And the funny thing is that I'm still the person I was when I was a high earner, but I'm not a high earner anymore. So 6 months grace for whatever reason you lose your job. After that, nothing. So that's going to save the country many, many millions.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's first a hard hit, but after that, and we'll save all the other stuff. The pension payments, a lot of that's not going to go to this person. Their national insurance, obviously, we have to keep paying as a nation, but their take-home pay is what they get.
Yeah.
So they have to be able to evidence that. So cash businesses, sorry guys, but you're going to be paying your taxes because you're going to have to submit some evidence of what you were earning. But all of the money that's saved is then going to go into employment. So you can say to employers, if you want to hire somebody to come and sweep your floors, you tap into this money that we've saved and you pay somebody £20 an hour to sweep your floors, which gives them buying power.
That is totally adjacent to a friend's view. A friend of mine has almost exactly the same view.
Oh my God, are they really smart?
Yes, incredibly, obviously. And it's very much the same sort of view. So that's most things covered off. We've got...
well, what about culture?
Culture. No, I would happily dabble into the world of culture.
I think, yes, you'd be transformative. I like this idea.
Yes, that works. I think that works. There was a time some years ago that my idea of culture was a bio yogurt, but nowadays.
Makes me think you're starting a Yakult.
Well, I'm backed into a corner.
I would have thought you'd only ever be backed into a corner when you were being mullered.
I've been mullered plenty of time, I can assure you.
Maybe we should stop.
Yes, I think so. I think
my kids always tease me because of how I say that word, yogurt. They say it's not yogurt, it's yogurt. And they parrot me back when I go, it's not yogurt.
Yogurt.
It's not, it's yogurt. Is it not? That's how it's spelled. Just say it properly and no one gets hurt,
Exactly, but there's too many words like that. Obviously, as proper British people, we do rip apart Americans for their pronunciations of most words. There is one word that we pronounce in the most ridiculous way that the Americans say right in my book. And I'm probably going to incur the wrath of a
We're going to lose
one day.
all 7 viewers.
And I'm going to say it the American way because that's how it's spelled. Lieutenant.
No, I'm with you there.
It's not lieutenant, is it?
It just isn't.
There's no F's, there's no PH, there's nothing to suggest that the presence of an F in that word.
Yeah, but the British love a misspelled word.
Well, true.
I mean, like Beaver Castle. Steady. Beaver Castle is spelled Belvoir.
Yeah.
And Cholmondeley Castle is Cholmondeley. And as for Worcestershire sauce, I mean, the whole of the rest of the planet is like Leon Parents.
What the heck?
There just is no other kind.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. And it seems we could probably do 2 hours on British place names, couldn't we?
We probably could.
Yeah, there's so many. I heard someone recently referred to Bicester.
Oh dear.
Which is obviously Bicester. But there's so many like that, and Leominster.
Bless.
It's like yeah, okay. Sometimes it does look like it's spelled, but not often in English language.
No, and we only know this because we drive some.
And just a tad, yes. Sane eyelid. I was trying to work it out last night. I think it's close to 3,000 miles in February.
What? It's no wonder we're broke all the time.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. It was worth it. It was worth every little bit of it. Because I had so much fun.
I mean, it's worth it for me too, because I just get to live with you.
We get on a lovely little road trip.
We do. And the weather's been so awful lately. Driving has been a lot less.
Yeah.
For you see, for me, I'm unaffected. It just got me to thinking that when my eldest daughter, she had a boyfriend, and he stayed with us, bless him, and he was completely adorable. And he used to work in Tesco in a big supermarket, and they had the service station across, a significant distance away from the supermarket, but on the same property.
Yeah.
So it was raining cats and dogs, and he didn't want to try and get a bus home. And I thought that was probably valid. So he sent me a text and said, "Is there any chance you could pick me up?" Because I used to drive my little VW Golf at the time, called Pablo, because he's German.
It's perfect.
It doesn't. But that's cool. I'm not sure that's completely necessary. Might have to edit this bit as well. Linz, people are allowed to park. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway, so Alex sent me a text and said, "Is there any chance of a lift?" And I said, I said, "I'll come and get you in Pablo. I just need some water wings for the car." And he said, "Oh, okay." And as I was driving to Tesco, I thought, I hope he knows. I hope he...
It's dinner. I'm not editing this bit out because it's just gold.
So I was thinking, I hope he knows that's a joke. He didn't, because he wasn't a car driver. He didn't know that I didn't actually need water wings for my car. And this poor guy walked all the way across in the pouring rain to the service station to ask them if they had water wings for a Golf.
Amazing.
And his colleagues were like, "That's very funny."
That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I initially, when I left school and everything, I went straight into the youth training scheme, and I was trained to be a car mechanic.
Okay.
And any industry like that. And because after I finished there, I was working on aircraft for the MOD.
Yes.
So when you've got that sort of industry, you've always got a massive wind-up culture. And you will send people to stores.
Wind-up culture.
So
that not ignition.
Not clockwork or anything like that. Not clockwork.
Oh, okay. Clarity is important, Happy.
It is. We didn't stop every hour to get someone to put a big key in their back, give it a few twists and carry on.
I cannot begin to explain the level of my disappointment about that.
I knew you would be. I know you well enough to know you would have this whole little tin soldiers thing going on in your head.
I do. Anyway, shall I tell you?
Yes, just the one, please, dear. So yeah, very much that culture of trying to wind people up, especially the newer people,
yes,
and the less experienced. And these are all jokes older than the hills.
Yeah.
They're not even old as the hills; they're older. Yeah, sending the apprentice to stores for a long wait.
Yes,
and then 30 minutes later, the storeman coming back saying, "You can go now." And stuff like that.
So mean. A bag of holes. Or a bag of holes.
Yeah, a bag of holes, tartan paint, a left-handed screwdriver, glass hammer. There were sky hooks. They were always a favourite, especially working on aircraft.
Yes.
Be like, well, we've got to have somewhere to hang our tools while we're working on the top of the aeroplane.
Well, yes.
So we need the sky hooks.
Yeah, of course we do.
I remember once we sent an apprentice in the garage. We had over the back, there was another garage, but they specialised in electrical work. And the guys, the one day got so intricate with it. One of them started out, and they did it beautifully. It was like, "Oh, can you do us a favour? I've got a fiddle tonight. I'm fitting a car stereo for someone, but I've run out of amps. Can you nip over the wall and get me 10 amps for this job I've got to do today? Here's a box you can put them in." So it was perfect. And then the other boys was like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing a car alarm. Can you get me 12?" So they gave him a list of how many amps they needed, sent him over. And he went and said, "I need whatever it was, 43 amps, please." And the guy said to tell you I've got a box to put them in. So the guy in the garage at the back was like, "Yeah, no problem. Give me the box. I'll sort it out now." Went out the back, came back with the box closed very carefully, and he was like, "Take that over. Don't open it. They'll escape." So you might lose some of them. So he carefully carried this box back over, and there was a very rude message from the guy in the garage over the back, by way of a response. But it was great. It was so beautifully executed. But he did it actually when he asked for the amps as well. Apparently, the guy turned around and said, "You." But yeah,
Sure.
yeah, it was brilliant. Immature and puerile, but
Yes.
fun. And
Yes.
you make your own entertainment, don't you?
Well, yes, we do. We do have to. We do. I mean, you and I are very good at making our own entertainment, if we're honest.
Well, we are. We just entertain ourselves and each other endlessly, don't we?
Yes, with our puerile and infantile sense of humour.
And it's the best. It's the most fun. Silly things.
It is fun.
Takes all the seriousness out of life, or for a moment.
So we've established then that you're in charge of culture
Yes. Back to the cabinet
and
meeting.
aeroplanes.
Yeah, I don't have the best track record, but we won't talk about that
They don't usually go on a track. That's probably where you went wrong.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was brought up by a father who was obsessed with trains before autism was a thing. So
Okay.
I think it was a genuine love of trains.
Why do you think autistic people genuinely love trains?
Yeah.
Because they satisfy every part of your kind of desire for order. And, particularly British Rail, as we know, runs like clockwork. The trains arrive when they're supposed to, they leave when they're supposed to, they go in on the right track, and then they leave on the right track. This is very satisfying to autistic people. Not so much in Britain, but generally speaking, very satisfying to autistic people.
In the theoretical basis of it is the perfect autistic obsession, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, and I'm no person to criticize, am I? Because there is a rumour that, as you know, my house backs onto the railway line. There is a rumour that there is a particularly gorgeous, fluffy husky periodically turns up on the railway track and just stares down the trains. But that has nothing to do with me.
Oh, of course not. No, I wouldn't think that for a minute, because I would imagine that there's quite the proliferation of huskies in this area. It could be any one of many.
Yes, and of course the fact that she's stark white. There must be hundreds of stark white huskies literally on the street.
Absolutely.
Ah, that dog. I can feel the years dripping off the end of my life since I got that dog. And it's totally worth it. I adore everything about her. I love how conversational she is when she's displeased.
Very, very vocal.
Yes. She obviously was dissatisfied with her food portion yesterday because I was trying to sleep and she brought me her food bowl and dropped it on the bed. So she is quite expressive.
Yeah, she is. And she does like to scare the living daylights out of people as well.
Yes.
Outside, minding my own business, having a cigarette.
Yes.
And I genuinely...
You, not the dog. The dog is not a smoker.
I was having a cigarette because like an unwashed nun, I have filthy habits. And there I was, minding my own business, having a smoke, chilling out. And I genuinely thought, and the thought process really should be, if it sounds like the police are banging the door down, usually you're inside the house, right?
Yes.
You don't but didn't have that thought process. I
No.
genuinely thought I was being raided in the garden.
Us has
And
found you.
and no, it was Luna deciding she was going to open the door very noisily
Yes, she
and
is
just
dramatic.
rampage out into the garden.
Yeah, and she is very dramatic. She doesn't like a quiet exit.
Oh no,
She likes to make a fuss of it.
yeah, she's got
Yeah. And that garden is like a chess game between me and Luna because she's such an escape artist. She's like a Houdini husky. And I keep finding where she's left and sealing that up. And then she looks at it bewildered for a little while and then she just finds something else. But the problem is that one of the fences, it doesn't belong to the house. So if I want to build it up, I'm going to have to buy my own fence, which is a financial problem at the moment.
Yes.
So the dog can sail over the wall. And in fact, the other day she came home from a big beach walk. She'd had a lovely time. She'd gone up and down the beach. She was covered in sand. Everything was lovely. We brought her home. 2 seconds later, she's sitting on the top of the wall laughing at me, which is not as bad as the time she was on the roof.
Well, yeah.
She was on the neighbour's roof at 2 a.m. singing the song of her people, which is when she discovered she's scared of heights. She didn't discover it on the way up to the roof.
No.
On the way down from the roof, she discovered she's afraid of heights. And in the end, I had to treat her like a teenage girl because I was begging her to come down. I was thinking, I'm literally disabled. I couldn't get her off a low roof, never mind the tall. I'm looking up at this dog howling at the moon. It's a beautiful moon. I do have a photo of it somewhere, of the silhouette of my white dog against the white moon and the really dark night. Howling. Oh my God, what do I do? Because if I yell, I'm going to wake the neighbours if they're not already awake because of the cacophony. So I got a packet of ham and I waved it at her. And then I threw it on a cushion, like a patio cushion, put a cushion on the floor, threw a packet of ham and said, I'm leaving it up to you. Good night. I went inside, because this is what you do with teenagers. You go, well, I'm not going to argue with you. Do it your way, find out the consequences, come back and tell me what we've learned.
And I think in that we have just outlined our hostage negotiation policy for when we take power.
Absolutely. We probably shouldn't divulge all our secrets.
Oh, no, not at all. Someone's going to nick them, isn't it? It's like the old days of the Monster Raven Looney Party, where they actually came out with all the good ideas that got taken on by other parties.
Yeah, just goes to show. Sometimes sanity is overrated. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt, sanity is overrated. Probably would not be in charge of mental health, though, because I don't think sanity is really overrated.
No, I think it's got its place, doesn't it?
It does have
come
its
in
place.
useful.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I'm told.
We have no experience of that. No. But yeah, 10 minutes later, the dog sauntered in, was like, hi, Mum. I was like, gotcha. And then we went to sleep. I love that dog. I love that dog. She's amazing.
Everyone loves that dog. She is lovely.
She hasn't yetified you yet this morning.
A small amount, but no black today.
That's true. You are learning. I like the white polka dots because that definitely gives a pattern for the hair to settle onto and just look like it was a design choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I don't like, though, is when you have a hair in your teeth.
Yeah, that's not so fun.
No, don't like that at all. And they float.
Yes.
So if you try and brush them up, you get hairs at sort of mid-waist level. And I stand there with a hoover and try and catch them. So another game that Luna has introduced to my life. It's like Pac-Man, but with dog hair. Chasing them around the house.
I like it. I've got this. Got an image of you. You as Ms. Pac-Man, obviously, with the little bow in the hair and everything.
Clearly.
And just chasing around with a hoover.
Yeah.
And every now and again, hoovering up the right things so you can actually get the dog.
Get the dog. If she's easy to get, you just call her now and she'll come to me.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 times.
Or just have ham.
Ham is the best strategy. Yeah. So ham is the best strategy. That will be our government approach. Ham is the best strategy. Fake ham if you're vegan. We're very inclusive as
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Where there's ham, there's a way.
Yeah, that works.
It's a slogan, isn't it? That could be a...
We,
Maybe
we'll
not.
workshop it.
Yeah, we'll work
We'll
on
get
it.
a focus group.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
you do with government money, isn't it?
Yes, focus groups.
Focus groups and mad policies that mean nothing to anybody but cost enormous amounts of money.
Yes.
That we should spend on nursing, just saying.
I think we could have that part of it nailed, couldn't we? The crazy ideas that will never, ever, ever work.
I don't know. Sort out health and social care. I mean, it's out there. Let's face it. Who would know that was going to be a challenge? Who could have foreseen that?
I know, right?
Everybody had 20,000. Every healthcare professional in the year 2000 was saying to our government, if you do not sort social care, you cannot sort healthcare. Guess how much progress there's been?
Possibly negative, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's certainly been
There's
known.
so much money being spent on batting ideas about, but nothing has actually sorted. The things that I was hired to sort out in 1997, and you can sort these out locally, policies and approaches. And, the things I did in 1997 to deal with bed blocking and things in the NHS, you're not allowed to call that now. Bed blocking is not politically correct, but we do say it because it's what it is. Basically, you have somebody who was fine at home, independent, and then something happens to them. Even like a broken hip can do this to somebody, where they were fine at home and then they come into hospital because of an event, a heart attack, a stroke, a serious fracture, and then they can't go home to independent living. And they just sit in hospital. And bless them, they get very institutionalized very quickly.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to go. And you have to take their wishes into account, but also we have to take into account the fact that somebody else is lying on their kitchen floor for 5 hours because the ambulance that needs to go and get them is sitting outside a hospital with somebody in it who can't get into hospital because we can't move the medical patients without cancelling surgery, and we can't move the people out of A&E into beds because there simply are none. And the whole system is blocked up, that we still have people in beds that don't need to be in them. And what they don't realize, because change is scary for everybody. So they don't realize that all they need to do is go and experience a placement somewhere. And if they hate it, they can move again.
Yeah.
Problem is, if somebody's very frail, you want to move them as little as possible. But as long as we adequately manage those care providers and make sure that the care that they deliver is of high quality for every provider as a basic standard, there is nothing wrong with forcing somebody into a placement. I don't feel it's harsh, but it's where we are as a community. We need to get people out of those beds. But unfortunately, I'm unemployed.
Well, I will say, we weren't holding formal interviews for healthcare secretary, but you have got the job.
I accept. I don't feel so unemployed anymore. So what we're saying is I'm a fantasist.
I think we can all say that.
We can all say that. Not when drunk, though. Fantasist is really hard to say when you're drunk.
Yeah. I haven't tried, actually. I don't think I've ever been in a situation of drunkenness where I've needed to discuss such things.
New mission unlocked.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes.
Next time. Well, I don't need to let you know how it goes. We will.
Oh, espresso martinis for the win.
Of the espresso martinis.
Can you do a passion fruit martini?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, you did one at New Year's.
New Year's.
That was very good. I like that.
Yeah, I will make sure I bring the necessary for that next time.
What about mojito?
Oh, I haven't learned a mojito yet. I did promise you I would.
You did, but you lied to my face. Well, over text.
I didn't lie. I just haven't done it yet. But I will do it. I promise you.
There is no rush. It is a summer drink.
For next time.
It is a summer drink. So there's time.
Okay, there's plenty of time.
Yeah, I like a daiquiri as well.
Okay, so next time. It's the end of the month, my word.
Yes.
It's 27th.
27th.
We'll be definitely gigging together, if not before. So we'll do a similar arrangement. And so next time will be the passion fruit martinis.
Yes.
By which point we'll be into April. That'll be hopefully slightly less soggy weather.
Please.
We may even get to a position where we can, we could actually sit outside and enjoy a cocktail.
Shut up. How
I really am a fantasist.
You really are a fantasist. I'm beginning to have my doubts that we are the best option for running the country. I mean, we're way up there with one of them. I mean, who've we got in charge now? No one flipping knows.
Exactly.
No one knows.
I think, to be fair, we've got as good a chance as any at the moment. So why not?
Yeah, vote for us, guys.
Yeah, vote us.
All 7 of you.
Vote Savage.
Vote Savage. Yeah. Oh, my word.
I did see there's the by-election results, wasn't there, the other day, where the Green Party won above Reform and Labour and everyone else. I spotted that one of our comedian colleagues had posted a shot of the results table.
Yes.
And the bottom of the results table, still with 150 odd votes, I think it was the Looney Party, their candidate, Sir Unkelot.
Well, I think Luna should head up the Looney Party.
That would be more the Luna Party.
Yeah. Yeah. And they should all howl at the moon at their symposium. I think they should.
From a rooftop.
Is there any other way?
One would argue not.
Well, she would argue not.
Yeah.
I want to see the risk assessment myself.
Yeah. Well,
just the boring professional.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's weird. Summertime, hey?
I know.
You going anywhere nice?
I'm not going to have any holiday time to take from work to do anything.
Spending it on
because
gigs.
I keep spending it on going to crazy places and doing crazy gigs.
But isn't that worth it though?
Oh, absolutely. So, like this month now, I did Manchester at the start of the month.
Yes.
Wonderful Beat the Frog.
Yes.
Loved that. That was so much
congratulations.
fun. And thank you. Sorry, that wasn't a flex, but
I'll
take that.
It totally should be.
Beat the Frog is a weekly competition at the Frog and Bucket Comedy Club in Manchester, which is...
Disclaimer. No frogs are injured or harmed in the making of Beat the Frog.
Actual frogs are not beaten.
For this,
we do not harm frogs.
We do not harm frogs. Toads, questionable.
Well, you've got to toe the line somewhere.
It's like bullfighting, but with frogs.
Bullfrog fighting.
Yes, exactly. Riveting entertainment. Hope to see you there.
You beat me to the hot pan, but yours
but
better.
Frogs were not beaten.
No,
frogs are
no frogs beaten.
We've established.
It's lovely.
All ethical standards were adhered to at all times.
Yeah. But it was a whole lot of fun. It's like anywhere up to 15 comedians on the night, 200 plus people in the audience, which is insane. Monday night.
Yeah.
Mostly newer acts. And there's over 200 people watching them and loving it. And it was like, that was the sort of, oh my God moment of, I'm actually performing it in a proper comedy club. In front of a proper comedy audience.
Is it not one of the best run gigs you've ever been to?
Wonderful.
Top class management.
It's been running for so long.
Yeah, they've absolutely got it down.
The club has been there 30 odd years. I think the Frog has been running for something like 20 something years, maybe. I don't know. Correct me.
We don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No evidence.
No evidence.
But we think. And therefore
Google it. Google it.
Yeah, and go see it because it's just.
If you're ever up Manchester, do it. But it was so much fun, and genuinely shocked and surprised. And when my name was announced as the winner of that night, which means I have to save at least a day and a half, maybe 2 days of leave to go up to Manchester again now in October for the next round.
Yes.
They have 4 heats towards the end of the year. 8 per heat. Top 2 go through to the grand final. The Beat the Frog World Series, in the same way that America has World Everything for their America-only sports competitions.
And if they can do it,
why can't a comedy club in Manchester?
Absolutely. We approve.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, so the top 8 then go through to the grand final in November. So very much looking forward to that.
So your poor car.
So my poor car, yes. Sorry, car.
Sorry, little car. Have you named your car yet?
I still haven't named my car, no.
We need a poll of things to name your car.
Right, that will be our next poll. We will put that up.
Does your car identify as a girl car or a boy car? Do we know?
My car is definitely a girl.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say Rupert.
No, my car's not.
Celeste.
Celeste, you've been pushing for Celeste for a while. One friend did say, can't remember if it was Celia or Cecilia, one or the other.
When I had a dishwasher, it was called Cecilia.
Okay.
So in my head, it's fixed that it's dishwasher.
It's a dishwasher
not cars.
name. Yeah, it's not a car name.
No.
But yeah, my car mileage will be flying up further. Because then on Monday of this week, I was up in Derby for the Ram Comedy Festival New Comedian of the Year heat, which annoyingly I also won, which means I have to go back up there in May for the semis. That's more holiday. So basically what I'm saying, viewers, is if anyone knows of a part-time, maybe 3-day-a-week job that I can do for exactly the same wage as I'm currently on.
Yes. Hit you up.
Hit me up. And I would gladly take it to be... I don't know what I'm going to do.
So in short,
no, I'm not going anywhere nice for the summer.
We do have a way of taking the long way around.
We do,
any question.
don't we? I'm bad enough on my own. And then I met you, who's as bad as me. And then we ask each other questions and turn a question into a podcast.
Got to go somewhere. And we do ask the important questions.
Absolutely, totally important questions. And so, yeah, the only plan I had for the summer this year is totally scuppered by the lack of holiday days and funds. And that was our little sojourn up to Edinburgh.
Yes.
But we will do that next
I'm
year.
going to actually invest in a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I have been seriously contemplating that as an actual, financial choice now.
I think I might have to do it.
Yeah.
Just because, somebody's got to pay for us to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be you or me. we could do it like a car wash.
We could.
I'm not going to do it in my underwear, and I don't own a bikini though. Just that caveat first.
And I do own bikinis, but I wouldn't subject anyone to that. So
if we promise not to wear bikinis,
we will wash your car whilst wearing bikinis for £5, or you can have us fully covered up for £20.
Yes, and we advise
the
extra investment for your own mental well-being and lack of trauma, because trauma therapy services in this country are overwhelmed, and we have no wish to contribute to the burden.
Absolutely no.
Yes,
no.
But we will wash your car badly, fully dressed.
Yes,
because if I was going to wash a car well, it would be mine. And as everybody knows, Clarice is filthy right now.
Yeah.
Clarice is my car, by the way. Yeah. A fine name.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think Celeste works, doesn't it? Clarice and Celeste.
Yeah, it does.
They're both blue.
Yes.
It looks like they could vaguely be second cousins or something.
Something like that. A Toyota and a Skoda. Yeah. A match made in manufacturing heaven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Obviously there's so many options out there now, but for funding and things. But I always feel that it's a bit disingenuous when people are setting up GoFundMe's for stuff. I've seen some recently which have made me both angry and sad. Where you're looking and you go, or not even bypassing that, going on to like Facebook community groups
Oh,
and saying, "Has anyone got any spare money I can put towards distant family member's funeral who died with nothing?" And it's like, I get so torn in those situations because I'm like, well, number one, surely there should be something in place to look after stuff like that. But also then the cynical side of me goes, scam?
yeah.
It just feels wrong, doesn't it? It's
I know
not.
what you mean. GoFundMe is such a wonderful idea, but I think it's very much open to abuse.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen stuff out there in the past which is literally, you know, insane. Then on the other side, you've got this guy. Have you heard of a guy from Port Talbot called Captain Beanie?
No.
Oh, he's a local celebrity, right? Absolute legend of a guy. He turned his council flat into a baked bean museum.
Oh my word.
He does loads of charity work. He's really well known. As I say, he's like a local celeb slash hero in Port Talbot. And he did a GoFundMe where people would pay per bean for him to get baked beans tattooed on his shaven head.
Okay.
So he's got a full head of baked beans. And I
Fair
think
play to him.
everything, if my understanding is correct, which I'm pretty sure it is for a change, everything that was left over from that was all put to charity because he does loads of charitable work.
Mm.
But yeah, absolutely amazing. Good
That
use
is
of
good.
GoFundMe.
Yes. I mean, I understand it's very hard to raise money at the moment because people aren't fair.
Yeah.
I find it really hard to walk past a homeless person
Mm.
and not help them in some way. And people say to me, you shouldn't give them money because it's bad for them because they're only going to use it on drugs or alcohol. And I sort of feel like if my life looked like their life, if I was on the street and I had nowhere to go tonight and I knew I was going to be cold and somebody gave me money and I could use that to escape reality, I probably would. And
Yeah.
and once you've handed something over to somebody, it's not yours anymore. And you've got no say
Yeah.
over how it's used.
Yeah.
So um, I do like to give, and I also feel like homeless people are people who don't have a home, but they're
Yeah.
primarily people, and they have the right to choose how they spend their money.
Yeah.
And they have the right. If I hand them money, they have the right to choose what they want.
Yeah.
To do with that money. If they want a sandwich, great. And I feel like it's almost condescending for me to decide what they're going to eat.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And also it's hard for them to trust because there are some vicious people out there. I was listening to a podcast and they had a homeless person on and he said that people actually put really nasty stuff into the sandwiches and then give them to homeless people as a prank. And somebody said he had crushed glass put on his sandwich. And that's just so vicious.
Yeah, there is no call for that.
So I would rather give somebody what I have.
Yeah.
And if I have it to spare, I'll certainly give it. I was in London. We were waiting to go to a play, the play that goes wrong. Oh my
Okay,
God,
yeah.
it's amazing.
I've seen bits of it.
Oh, just
Fantastic.
incredible.
Yeah.
You should totally go.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we were in the queue waiting, so a bit of a captive audience. And this lady was walking down. She was begging. She was saying to people, we were right near the front of the queue. They often ask people just to come to the front. It has its.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'm an excellent date. I'm telling you, there's so many advantages. So we were right at the front. So she asked the people, there was somebody right in front of us. So she asked them and he was like, no. And then she said to me, have you got anything spare for me? And I said, I'm really sorry, I have no cash. And she pulled out a card reader and said, no problem. How much shall I send it for?
So many people do that now. I've seen that. Prior to that, I saw people in the centre of Cardiff with a board. Yeah, there used to be the bit of cardboard with chalk or whatever on, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this had a QR code to scan.
Gotta love modern life.
It's amazing, the evolution of everything. Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I suppose fair play to them. It's very enterprising.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You've got to move with the times, don't you?
I just feel a bit like they probably have more money than I do. Some of them.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
But if I see somebody sleeping, I can't not.
Yes.
Even if it is just a fact.
We're back.
Yes, still the
Oh, yes, more tea.
more tea.
More tea. Because, just can't get enough tea.
Can't. We are very gossipy.
Indeed. Yeah. But not in a bad way.
Oh,
Not in a malicious way.
we're only horrible about people who deserve it. Politicians. Our first grade teachers.
And anyone who's slighted us in any way over the years.
Yes. Because we like to hold a grudge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't so much hold a grudge. I like to nurture and develop a grudge into something really special.
No,
I think if a job's worth doing properly,
there is
you've got to really commit.
You do.
Yeah, you don't want to mess about with that sort of. Don't like them. They're pulled my hair once. They're a bit smelly, whatever. I know someone's really upset you.
Yeah, really upset.
Yeah, you make them know about it.
Yeah. Person in front of you in the checkout.
Who inevitably realizes they need one more item for the 3 for the price of 2 offer, and then runs around the shop looking for the 3rd item.
Or someone you gave a gap to in traffic. Don't say thank you.
Yeah. Just.
You people know who you are.
Well, we're saying that to the camera, but I don't think any of our audience would be that type of person.
Our audience, taste,
manners, and dignity. Yeah, all the things we don't have. All the things we wish we
aspire
had.
to. Yes, all of those.
Yeah. One day. One happy day we would have all of these
One of
things.
our bucket list things. Checkbox, have dignity.
Yes. Number 1, have dignity. Number 2, maintain dignity.
Yes, seems
That's fair, isn't it?
an excellent aspiration.
Yeah. Lofty but achievable, I think. Maybe. Yeah, who you met us.
Oh my word. I was thinking last night, because, talking about summer, I was thinking about when I used to shuttle from Lisbon to worked in Surrey. And so I would work Monday to Thursday in the office, and then Friday from home in Portugal. So I'd leave the office on a Thursday afternoon, catch a flight, go home, and stay with the weekend. Do my work, catch a flight at 4 a.m. in the morning on Monday, and then be back in the office late, but on Monday morning. That was my life for nearly 2 years. And so I landed up catching planes like buses,
Yeah.
And there's this one time. So as you know, when you're disabled, they've got special assistance at the airport. You just have to book it.
Yeah.
So I booked special assistance. I got a lovely friend to drop me off at the airport. And when I got to the airport, they have, at Bristol Airport particularly, but some other airports as well, they've got 2 levels of help. No help, or you sit in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Nothing in the middle. And as you know, I can walk, but not very far. Certainly not enough to get around an airport. So I go in the chair. And then they look at your suitcases like I'm supposed to magically know what to do with these. Because, of course, you have to have a suitcase if you're traveling.
Yeah.
And they look at me and they go, only one. I'm like, you specifically told me not to leave a bag unattended in an airport. And I am allowed to take these 2 on the flight. So I land up with a suitcase and another bag on my knees, and off we go on these rickety wheelchairs that feel like they're going to fall apart any second. I feel like I'm on some sort of candid camera show, and we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. And as we know, I'm not a tiny lady, so I do feel sorry for the chair, the person who's pushing me, and for my own lap because of these big suitcases.
Yeah.
Well, they're not huge, but too big for a lap.
Yeah.
But I have to say, all of those poor people who are now, because some idiots voted Brexit, just say, have to stand in this long queue to go anywhere in Europe instead of what we used to do, was just tap your passport and go straight through.
Yeah.
Can't do any of that. It cracks me up when you see people put on Facebook, this is not what I voted for. Like, honey, this is exactly what you voted for. This is exactly what you chose. But anyway, I don't care. Because I am driven past all of this. And people look at me and go, if that disabled bitch, she can walk. There I am clutching crutches, bag, suitcase, being pushed through an airport, skipping past all of those queues. I don't want to give people ideas. But if I was smuggling anything into the country, I would do that. Because no one checks the wheelchair. It is, in fairness, their wheelchairs. They probably do check them.
Mm.
But no one makes me stand up and checks what I'm sitting on. I could be sitting on something. No one knows. Just saying. Security maybe needs to look.
No, I've seen what you said on most of the time, and it looks quite good.
Anyway, that was
Sorry, this is the segment. This is the segment of the show I like to call "Try to Break Ava."
It's working.
Every time.
Anyway, so I get pushed through security. They run my bag through X-ray, and then they collect it for me, stack it a bit more sensibly. Then I go through to the place where you wait. Now, if you are an able-bodied person and you have not requested help, you can go at this point and look around duty-free. You can buy yourself a sandwich or a bottle of water. Not me. I get put in what I charmingly call the cripple enclosure. So they've got this little rope. Put it aside, you get pushed in, and then there goes the little rope. And there's a member of staff there sometimes. I think his name's Malcolm, and he has to go on a break.
Yes.
So Malcolm evaporates. No one knows where he is. Sometimes Susan comes and stands there for a bit. She's got a clipboard, so we know she's important, but she also has a way of disappearing, and off they go, and they're gone like wisps. Now, as a cripply person, I'm now stuck in my wheelchair and I can't move because I can't leave my bag on it and I can't walk. So you can be busting the ladies' room. You could be desperate for a glass of water. There's no one to ask. There's no one to take you anywhere. You see all these people come in with their companions, clutching baskets full of duty-free. What's it? Toblerones and, alcohol and perfume, whatever. I'm not like that. The indignity of it. The indignity of it. The last time I travelled, which was from Bristol Airport, I had this chap who was told he was going on the same flight as me. So he was put next to me, and he and I sat there and sort of stared at each other slightly perplexed for a minute. And then they came to us and they took us to the airplane. And the really cool thing is they push us in like a cherry picker lift. And it raises us. We go in the front of the airplane.
Nice.
And they're supposed to put us on first, but that's never happened. I always get on at the end where everybody looks at me and goes, she's probably just fat, not disabled. And I could see the judgment in their eyes. But I know what my spine's like.
Yeah.
So I then get seated in my seat. And oh no, before that happened. So we're in a cherry picker lift. We're sitting there, and a customs guy comes. He checks my passport, my boarding pass, and he goes, "You indeed are a person that we were expecting on this flight. No problem." And then they go to the other guy and they say to him, "Can I have your boarding pass, please?" And he looked, head down, and he just looked lost. And I said to him, "Have you got a boarding pass?" And he just, and I said, "Have you got a passport?" And he goes, he pulls out his passport, hands it over. They check him and go, "Okay, but you can't get on this flight without a boarding pass." And they started speaking more slowly. "Have you got a boarding?" And then they said his name out loud, and it was Portuguese. So I said to him in Portuguese, "Have you got a boarding? It's that orange card that they're on." He said to me, "Yeah." I said, "Well, if you hand it over to them, stop yelling at you." So I hold it out and I said to them, "I know he's disabled, but the fact is he doesn't speak English. So that's why he's not answering you." So anyway, problem averted. He was then taken to his seat. I was installed in my seat. Off we went to Portugal. Jobs are good. And it was 2 degrees below when I got onto that flight. It was freezing. When I got off in Portugal, it was warm. It was like 20 degrees. Even though it's their winter, they don't bother with all the snow and ice.
Yeah, you don't want to mess about with winter.
I mean, they do in February because it's a horrible month in the southern world. In Africa, it's beautiful. So I get wheeled back into the cherry picker, and he's evaporated because he's smart now. He's learned that if you get in the cherry picker, people yell at you. So he's just helped himself off into the airport. And they came to me, they said to me, "There's supposed to be 2 people who require assistance." And I said, "Okay." And they said, "Well, where's the other one?" I said, "Well, I don't know." And they said, "Well, you came in, 2 of you, right?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Well, we don't know where he is." And I said, "It's not like the Masons. We don't like all belong to each other. There isn't like this cartel in which all the disabled people know where all the other disabled people are and who they are."
Special secret wing.
Yeah, we're not all related. But they happily lost him. And then they managed to phone through and somebody said, "Actually, he's actually at passport." I thought, "You go, guy. He knows what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's escaped. Good job." And of course, he can speak Portuguese, so he can manage perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So he'd gone, and I was in the cherry picker, which they then reversed into a luggage trailer. I was in an RTA, and I wasn't even on an R. And I could see out of this thing, which was still elevated, by the way, I can see on the floor people wandering around shrugging in Portuguese, waving clipboards, people putting on reflective lenses. And they said to me, "So sorry, but we can't actually move now until the site inspectors have been to click, more, check more check boxes on more clipboards." And I was sitting in the sunshine. And I said, "I'm perfectly fine, thank you. This is wonderful. I'm very much enjoying this display." Shrugging and gesticulating. It was great.
Fantastic.
Had the best day.
Yeah. And further proof why Ava is not allowed anywhere without appropriate adult supervision. Or me.
Or you.
More often than not, it's just me.
Yes. It was hilarious.
We all know how that is.
We're not telling them how that turns out. There's certain things we should never say.
We shall not divulge such things, but suffice to say, chaos, carnage.
So it's savagery.
Yes, totally. And on that subject, actually,
Yes.
dear listener, however many we're up to now, please all wish lovely Ava very happy birthday. Wednesday of this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been one of those where people say, how old are you? And I've got to work out how many years it is since I was born. Every time. Because I can't believe the number. How has it come to this? How can I still feel like a 12-year-old in almost all social interactions and be 12 years older than my mother was when she passed? How come she, a younger woman, had it together and I'm still this hot race? That's what I want to know. Maybe she didn't have it together. She put on a really good front.
I think that's the key to it, isn't it? Is just, I hate the phrase myself, but fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
most
have
married
to.
women know.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
It's our job, girls.
So not. It is so not.
But it does mean you commit less time.
Well, yeah, this is true. You have full governance over things, don't you? Really?
Well, there's often a situation where you're thinking, "Ah, well, that's going to take 20 minutes. A load of washing in that's about 25 minutes time. And it's taking its time. I can just get this over. Then he can finish up and I can be out there, read a couple of things on Facebook, catch up on Marketplace, see if there's anything I want, get the washing up done in half an hour. I'm nothing.
You've got this down, yeah.
Married 31 years, darling. Because I'm a saint.
You are an absolute.
We were together all that time. We were together 27 years. Because I'm a saint.
You are. I think. No, I want to quickly try and do the maths on this. If the combined total of all the relationships I've been in is probably about 27 years.
It's a long time. It's more than a quarter of a century.
And I think what's evident to me is none of them were saints.
No.
Because they would have hung on us.
Yeah, when you think about it, people in their 50s now, we've lived through, 5 decades.
Yeah.
Some of us 6.
Oh, 6.
2 millennia. 2 centuries.
Yeah.
We've survived all of this.
And some weird stuff that's happened along the way.
Yeah. I was chatting to my daughter the other day and I was like, oh, yes. When we grew up and the air raid sirens went off and we got under our desks, and she was like, you did that? I said, what? Yeah, it was a war. Just like a real war. I said, yeah, like with actual guns and soldiers. And when we were little, we used to have these drills where the sirens would go off and we were expected to crawl under our desks. I think it's so it could make the bodies easier to find. So I can't see of any safety reason why you would do that.
Mm.
And then as we got a little bit older, they changed that into you have to line up on the field, which is really handy if you're planning a mortar attack.
Yeah.
All the children in one enclosed area.
Yeah.
Great, smart, expedient.
Yeah, it saves on ammunition, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. Makes things tidy.
I think that's a pretty good comment. I really shouldn't have come out.
Oh, it's so inappropriate. Anyway, it's savage. So unright. But when I was living in Birmingham, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and the 2 children came to stay. And one of the things that's really fun to do in Birmingham, I don't know if you know this, but Birmingham Airport is sort of within a park. So you can go and walk in the park with your dog and your kids and there's some ducks and your standard British park fare. And then there's a big railing and obviously the big lights and then the runway. So you can watch the airplanes come in over.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And sometimes when the wind is blowing, they come this way. But very often when the wind is blowing this way, they'll come in this way. So you can lie in a park and a plane comes in and lands, but it almost feels like it's going to drop on your belly. And then it lands on the runway some 40, 50 yards away. Very exciting. So we decided we're going to take the children there because we are great. We're not great uncle and aunt. We are just uncle and aunt, but good at it.
Yes. Yeah.
clarity is so important.
It is.
Although I am a great aunt, but not to these kids.
But I bet you're a great aunt.
I would be a great aunt if I was closer to the children in question. But I'm not, so there you go. It's just how it is. Anyway, so this chap there with his radio, so he can hear when the plane's. And he was telling everybody, lie down, so we knew the plane was coming. Assume the position. One of those things, you say it and it sounds like it could be wrong, but I think it's okay to say.
I've gotten to a point now where I can read your mind before your face actually gives away.
Yes, I do not have a deadpan expression. My face will tell you exactly what I'm thinking. Even if I'm lying, like, it's fine. I'm totally calm. Anyway, so all the British kids, this guy yells, lie down. So all the parents are going, lie down, Tabitha, lie down. Poor Quill. Having a minute.
Yeah.
Six kids are like lying down and they're all comfy. They're lying down looking for a bit of patch of grass to lie down. Not because of that. Their mum yelled, Tanya, Sean, lie down. Those kids dropped like stones with their hands at the head. That's sad, actually.
Yeah.
But great response time.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Puts me in mind, have you seen the old Airplane movies with Leslie Nielsen?
Oh, about 100 years ago, yes.
They're great. The one that always sticks out for me is when they say, assume crash positions. And everyone draped in awkward position. It's just so silly and one of my absolute favourite jokes of all time.
Yeah.
I just love that.
I know they're very off their time, but I do love it.
They were great.
It's like Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah. I think I only ever watched it once.
That's the best.
It wasn't my favourite, but I remember the rap.
Oh, it's so good.
But the guy who was lead in that,
yes,
Cary Elwes, if I remember rightly, was the lead in one of the greatest films ever made. And we've never discussed this. We have never, ever discussed this.
No, it's on my dating profile. The best film of all time is The Princess Bride.
It's just one we can be friends.
Hilariously, right. So it's on, like I said, it's on my dating profile. When I was still dating online, there was this man, he said, hello, how are you doing? And I was like, hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing? As you do, which is just such a strange way to start.
Absolutely, yes.
Just hilarious. And then he said, so you love Princess Bride? And I said, I do. Do you like it? And he said, as you wish. I thought, oh, he's got game.
Yeah.
Not like Pheasant.
Yeah.
But, you know,
yeah.
He's impressed. So I said, that's inconceivable. And he said, oh no, what did he say? I'm doing this wrong now. I said something along the lines of, okay, farm boy. And then he said, that's inconceivable. And then I said, I don't think that means
what do you think it does?
And he said, no need to be a bitch about it, and blocked me.
By very proof I knew what you were about to say, shows that it really is an actual quote from the film.
Exactly. So Elf 1, 2, 3, 4, joke's on you.
That's brilliant. Love that. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
And what I really like is sometimes when I tell people that story, which is a true story, they are not into Princess Bride, so they don't know why that's so funny. I love that you do. Yeah.
You can't ever not be friends, which is a good thing.
It is true. Bonding over the Princess Bride. Have you read the book?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I've heard the book is so much better.
It is the same. It is the same sort of flavor.
Yeah.
And it is utterly charming. And you can see what they did with the movie was just try and faithfully recreate the whole feel of the book. And it is beautifully written. And it is It is just charming. Charming. So I highly recommend.
I will get off my butt and read it at some point. For definite. I've been getting it recommended for years. A friend of mine's massively obsessed with it.
Yes.
I was just massively obsessed with the film because that only takes a couple of hours of your life.
Yes. Well, the book is just worth it. And it talks somewhat about the making of the film, and it talks about how the original book that he was translating from, or paraphrasing from, or screenwriting from, was a lot more of a political comment.
Mm.
And of course, the movie is a bit of a political comment.
Yeah.
But he's talking about how it was more satirical, and how he had to take those bits out. But like I say, an utterly wonderful read, because we are highly functioning adults.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't say that with
I can listen to you say that with a straight face.
I think between us, with our various skills, strengths and weaknesses, we probably almost make up one functioning adult. If
Just
on a good
about.
day with a following wind.
Yeah, I think for all our crossover and stuff, I think there are a few points in which jointly we are lacking stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like it's important for us to have that self-awareness. Like when we're running the country, we will hire other people.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Somebody's got to be in charge of conservation, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like totally for conservation, but I don't want to actually do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't want to trim a hedge, but I care about the creatures.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for the amount of hedge, you can't have. You're not going to have a minister in charge of conservation who's going to be out there, sorting out other people's bushes.
No, they will be busy, and they've got their own bushes.
Well, exactly. You've got to prioritize your own bush over others.
You do, and bush management is an important part of your day.
It is completely.
Yes. Anyway, now that we've talked about shrubbery in government, you don't think that's two words in the same sentence?
Shrubbery in government. No.
Shrubbery in government. That will be the title of our manifesto. And how every person in this country is responsible for their personal bush management.
Yes.
Including any creatures.
I think if you have to worry about creatures as part of your bush management, there are specialist services you can seek out.
Granted. But like rabbits, they're good. Just
apparently so, yes.
Hedgehogs.
Not so much so.
I did have a hedgehog in my garden once. Like my personal He was called Rufus. I mean, I don't know if he was called Rufus. We called
but that's
him
what
Rufus.
You called him.
We imposed this name on him non-consensually. But he was very little when we took up residence. He was smaller. He was like the palm of my hand. He was a baby. And we fed him with dog food and we raised him to hedgehog adulthood. And he got the hump with us, which was completely fair because we had chickens. And of course, chickens attract foxes. So we had electric fences around the chickens. And the chickens knew about the electric fences. They knew not to touch them. They only touch them once and then they don't go back, which is good because you don't want pre-fried chicken. You want healthy chickens that are happy. Yeah. They zap themselves once and then no, I'm not going to go there. And then they don't run away and then the foxes don't eat them. So it sounds cruel, but actually...
Yeah, and chickens are more intelligent than people realize, aren't they?
Well, one thing about chickens is they are completely murderous. They will absolutely savage each other. So we should probably get some.
I think we should, yeah.
They're very on brand. But anyway, so Rufus did not know about the electric fences. And he thought he would go visit the chickens because he had spikes. So he got halfway into the fence and then it zapped him and he tried to pull backwards, but it had his prickles. And so we could hear the fence clicking when we got up in the morning. We went rushing out because you don't want to think of something called the fence. You certainly don't want to think Rufus caught in the fence. Going, me. So we freed him, and then he walked away with all his dignity. See, hedgehogs no dignity. Walked away like shuffling, and we never saw him again. I'm so sorry.
That's one of the most touching stories I've ever heard.
That place was a wilderness. We had a mouse in the kitchen. Like, not an adopted mouse, it moved in.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had to say to this mouse, listen, sunshine, it's me or you. Because I don't move into your house and pee on all your cereal. So you can stay the heck away from my kitchen. But the mouse did not understand this agreement, and the treaty went unsigned. So I put mouse traps, and they're these little traps. They're like a little bubble, a little plastic bubble. You bait them, and then it closes around the mouse. And this is how you humanely catch a mouse. And I'm extremely good at mouse catching, by the way. I look at my kitchen, I think, oh, I think he's going to run over here. And then I put a little bit of Nutella and a bit of peanut butter. Because mice don't like cheese that much. They'd far rather a granola bar, which is why they will muscle their way into your kitchen and eat all your granola bars. Not all your granola bars. They will eat a little bit of each one. So you throw the whole box away. But anyway, so I have this little mouse trap baited with Nutella and peanut butter. I got to the point where the kids weren't eating Nutella or peanut butter, but I was buying it. Well, not just the mouse, many mice. So I baited this little trap, put it in the kitchen, and in the morning, when I came down, it had knocked over the sugar pot. So there was sugar on the counter, and like little crop circles in it, and no mouse, and no mouse trap. And then I found it on the floor, still going around in circles because it just had his one paw, and it was too heavy for him to run away. So he's running around in circles, trailing this mouse trap. And when I got his paw out of the mouse trap, his paw was step shaped. So we had to call him Marcus and set up a house for him, together with a tiny little blue badge on it. And we nursed him back to health with a tiny splint on his paw. Do mice have paws? You think?
Yeah.
Until he was nursed back to health and then taken 2 miles away and set free in a meadow. You can imagine from that mouse's perspective, he's like, that was like a fever dream.
What the hell just
These
happened?
giants just like kidnapped him, hurt his paw, fixed his paw, fed him goodies, and then chucked him out.
I'm not doing none of that Nutella again.
It's just high.
That is amazing.
Parenting. Well, I wasn't going to chuck him out of that, but
You inflicted indirectly.
I am the opposite of a psychopath. Guilt I still feel. I never bought another humane trap. I just bought it. And I thought it's up to you, mice.
Yeah. Your choice. Ball's in your court.
Well, yes, I was like horribly allergic to a cat, but at least no smell of mouse.
Swings and roundabouts and checks and balances.
Yes, hives and roaches.
All the same. Talking of psychopaths,
Yeah.
I do think this is an opportune moment to share with our viewership. And we're going to make this interactive.
Okay.
Get a bit interactive on this. So we want your answers in the comments. We're not going to give the answer.
No.
We want just your answers in the comments.
Yes.
Just so we can evaluate our viewership, because I think this is quite important. For context, we were talking the other week, weren't we, about people being a bit unhinged.
Non-judgmentally.
Yeah, non-judgmentally.
Yes,
It was
inclusively.
just one of those general conversations, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Ava said to me, "Have you ever done the psychopath test?"
It's one tiny portion of a large assessment.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
But it's a useful
It's a
diagnostic.
very useful tool.
Yes.
And I said, no, we were on one of our many road trips, weren't we?
We were.
With Ben, wasn't it?
All there.
Poor Ben. He was suffering that day. Self-inflicted,
But still,
but still, yeah.
we fed him jelly babies.
You basically told the story. I answered the story. You said, "What about you, Ben?" And he went, "Huh?
He did.
Huh?"
I still don't think he knows what we were on about.
Absolutely not. So, um, so I'm going to pass it over to Ava to give you a story. It's a premise
Yes.
which requires an answer. There's no right or wrong. However,
It's a what would you do?
it's a what would you do? There's no right and wrong in that sense of the word, but it helps evaluate
Who you
your
are as a person.
your leanings in a certain way. So over to you.
Okay, so in the story, there is a mother with two daughters. And these daughters, particularly the one daughter, is middle aged and she is single. And she's desperate for a family or a lover or a family life like other people have. She wants to fall in love. She wants to have a baby. The biological clock is ticking. And her mother becomes unwell. She and her sister, sadly, get to the point where they have to plan their mother's funeral. So this is very sad. And at the funeral, this woman, in the middle of her funeral duties, meets the man of her dreams. He's everything she wants. And she and he are talking. She falls instantly. Helplessly. And then her sister calls her away and says, we need to do this funeral thing. So she goes off. When she comes back, he's gone. And nobody remembers who he is. Nobody knows who she means. She's asked everybody, who was that girl? And they don't know who you're talking about. How is she going to find him? She doesn't know his name. She doesn't know where he's from. She has no details about it. So what, if you were in this woman's position, what would you do? And that's the question. How would you find him?
So, while there are no right and wrong answers, it is a very useful tool for assessing how your brain and thought process work.
Yes.
Very much so.
It's the assimilation of information and coming up with a solution.
Yeah. However, some of those possible outcomes will dictate very much your personality type in the sense.
But again, it's only one part of a very, very large test.
Absolutely.
And we provide absolutely no scientific backing for our claims that this will tell us more about.
Yeah. But so far, in
So far.
front of the people who we have done this in front of, you're possibly the least psychopathic.
I didn't even understand when they said, and I'm not a stupid woman. I have a whole certificate to tell me I'm not stupid. But I couldn't understand how it will help. They said, well, what if you do this? And then she'll find him. And I was like, that's diabolical. Why would you do that? Can't understand it.
Yeah.
And you said, I know what I'd do. Leave it straight in there. Which just goes to show that you are indeed absolutely savage.
Yes. Borderline sociopath. Which I often talk about in...
Embrace that part of yourself.
Yes.
Just don't embrace the axe murderer tendencies.
I've managed to push them to one side.
I'm so proud.
I've managed to manage that out of my life a little bit, which is good.
I mean, you would do great in prison.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'd be fine. You'd be the queen bee. You'd have minions, little orange ones. Although it's the UK, so it's not
Yes.
it's grey.
And probably greys or some yucky blue or something.
I think they use like that grey Mars stuff because you can see get blood stains out. Practical British folks.
Absolutely. Yeah, so have a little mull over that little story question. Pop your answers in the comments section on the video because we would be very, very interested to get a little bit of an insight into our viewership.
Yeah. If we get lots of good answers, we'll make a pie.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah. And what we could do is make a pie and then section off.
Yes.
So we've actually got an edible pie chart.
Yes.
Based on the percentages of answers.
So we have invented the edible pie chart. You heard it here first, folks. We will absolutely make an edible pie chart.
That's another great idea we've had. We had voodoo pets the other week, didn't we? Voodoo pets. We haven't progressed that idea anywhere, but you know, maybe one day. The pie chart, no?
The pie chart, yeah. Or pie chart pie.
Pie chart pie, yeah. Yeah, that works better.
It does. Although a pie chart, it doesn't flow at all.
No.
But it is a bit in your face. Hopefully not in your face.
That was awful. I'm disgusted.
Your dad jokes are the source of all of my anxiety.
And some of the biggest laughs, I swear you've laughed bigger at my dad jokes, some of which have come from my actual dad.
Yeah,
than you have at my own real life hard work material that I sweat over.
That's how I quell my murderous tendencies. Laughter is the best prevention of crime. Again, providing no empirical evidence.
Last episode we talked about it being the best medicine.
Yes.
Now we're saying it's the greatest preventer of crime.
Yes. What we're saying is we promote laughing.
Absolutely, yeah. Because if we promote laughing as being good for just about everything.
Probably except shingles. Probably doesn't help shingles.
That probably doesn't have much. But the more we can convince people that it's the best solution for just about anything, more gigs we're going to get. Yeah,
the problem is that while we're flooded with all of these people coming to our gigs, we're going to actually have to make them laugh. Not all.
We can do that.
Some people think that. Yeah. I mean, we
obviously not cute, but we think we're bloody hilarious.
She doesn't think that.
We are absolutely hilarious in our own opinions.
In our opinions. So we find ourselves fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, I could listen to myself for minutes. With a short attention span.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have two people who have ADHD traits talking. You cannot follow a train of thought. Cannot. Oops, no.
Yeah. Every time. Yeah. How many people with ADHD does it take to? Oh, look, a bee. It's one of my favourites.
My favourite joke of the light bulb variety is how many narcissists does it take to change a light bulb?
One, he holds it while the world revolves around him. Love that one. How many Freudians does it take to change the light bulb?
Only one, but it's got to want to change.
No.
No?
No. It's a little bit abstract, actually. Two. One to change the bulb, one to hold the penis. I mean, ladder. A friend of mine with a degree in psychology told me at great length how inaccurate that joke was.
It doesn't matter.
We're
only trying to prevent slips.
Indeed. Yeah, I love because I love light bulb jokes.
Yeah.
And I love how many dyslexics does it take to change leg blib?
I like that one.
You like that one? I love light bulb jokes. I'm going to sound horrible. I love dyslexic jokes because obviously I open my set every time with a dyslexic joke,
Yes.
but I don't feel bad about it.
No, I think we all have some form of
You know?
dyslexia. And all I've done is like bastardize the term dyslexia. When I say I've date dyslexia, actually, that's just ADHD, isn't it? Because I
Yeah,
never know what day it is
yeah,
or where I'm supposed to be. And if I am ever anywhere I'm supposed to be, it's because somebody else sent me there.
yeah,
It just, I can't do it. I can't. It's a
yeah.
huge, when they ask you in interviews, what's your failing? I say to them, I struggle with dates and organizing my calendar. So I have my calendar in two different places, and every single day I check it in order to manage that weakness. It's an excellent interview question. It is also the absolute truth. And I still struggle, even now, without like a job and a professional diary. I still don't know where I'm supposed to be. You know this about me.
Yeah.
You'll say to me, "Well, I'll see you on Wednesday." I'm like,
What
"This
are we doing on Wednesday?
What
Which one's this?
I mean, I know where we're going. I'm testing you to find out if you know what we're doing on Wednesday.
Where you have kind of become each other. When you get a small group of comedians together, you kind of become each other's PA, don't you? It's
Yeah.
worked that way. Like yesterday, when I put together the poster for the 13th of Feb. No, 13th of March, sorry.
Yes, definitely.
13th of March. For a lovely pro night of comedy at Soraya's Cocktails and Desserts in Barry. Plug, plug, plug. And I put the date wrong. And I put it up as the 12th, and I've named the group as being the 12th. And I put it in there, and I got the panicked message of Ben then going, Abs, I'm worried. I'm sure you said it was the 13th. I'm booked on the 12th for something else. I'm like, yeah, didn't have my diary open. I got the date wrong.
Not just me then.
Oops. Not just you.
Yeah, there is something about, almost every comedian that I meet, even those that aren't aware of it, are in some way neurodiverse. And I want to say it was the Neurodiver University because it's a universe of diversity. And that is the comedic world. It's incredible how having this slightly different, slightly dysfunctional view of the world leads to people being funny.
Yeah.
And it just does because we see the world slightly differently.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the pivotal things about comedy, right? And or comedians in particular, is that you take a perfectly normal, acceptable situation and run it through a filter, that filter being your eyes, perception, brain, everything else, and it comes out the other side as something absolutely ridiculous to someone who doesn't see it that way.
Yes.
And that's what makes it funny, and that's what
Yes.
makes a lot of comedians so good at what they do.
Yes.
Is because they've got their unique take on it.
Mm.
You know, whether it's your complete and utter inability to see red flag situations, which is absolutely true.
I see them in retrospect, like reemerge. Like, oh, that's a giant red
Oh
flag.
yeah, why didn't I think of that at the time?
Nobody told me the story before he tried to move.
In the caravan.
And other political parties are available.
Yeah, and we've all got those sort of certain aspects of things. I like to go a little bit off the wall with my things. If you hadn't
Surprised.
noticed, and again, you know, they're using. I'm not even vaguely dyslexic. I've never been diagnosed as dyslexic, but I do use quite a lot of those tropes in my jokes, and misspellings more than anything. But it's always turned back on me for being old and half blind or whatever. Um, very short as I did. But yeah, it's it's very much that's a sort of worldview, isn't it? It's very much just taking things and just shifting them through a couple of degrees of normality and going, actually, that's how I see it.
That's got nothing to do with shorts.
No, that's just been like, well, in my case, undiagnosed neurodivergent. But we diagnose ourselves, don't we?
Well, there are glaring signs.
Yeah.
It's quite funny, actually, speaking of short-sighted, because, I'm really very short-sighted. And as I have aged, my short-sightedness has got shorter and shorter.
Hmm.
And then it gets to a point where I've now discovered I'm also far-sighted. And this is so mean. This is like two conflicting energies, the same way as autism and ADHD are completely conflicting. Or like anxiety and depression, completely conflicting.
Yeah.
And yet we all have them both. So now I've got the full set. So I've got autism and ADHD, which conflict, and I've got depression and an anxiety disorder, which obviously conflict. And now I've got nearsightedness and farsightedness. And you know what the tragedy is? As I've gotten older, people make jokes about older people walking around the house looking for their glasses. That's fine. But now, because it's so hard for me to get glasses, I have to use contact lenses. You want to look around the house looking for your contact lens. That is a lot harder. I just don't think it's fair.
No, not at all.
I was not warned.
I have been doing that since the age of about 16 though, so I'm pretty good on finding a contact lens.
Are you any good at it yet?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. One of my skills has been locating a contact lens on a carpet. Pretty good at that.
So I shall call you in.
Yes, as and when needed.
Okay. Well, I think that we've set up yet another business, which is a contact lens retrieval service.
Yes.
Tell me this isn't needed.
I'm sure there is a market for that somehow. Although these days, you just buy your daily disposables, whatever, cheap enough, and I don't think anyone cares.
I think they should care, because when you get there with your card reader that you got off the begging lady
The homeless
in
person.
London, they're not going to be able to read what you put on there, so you could charge them whatever.
There's an idea.
But obviously, you'd have to go back and apologise.
Of course, and full refund.
Not a full
Partial refund.
Partially. And an abject apology.
Yeah.
I feel like we've covered a very wide range of subjects.
We have got a very broad spectrum today. And we haven't even hit any on a lot of our normal kind of subjects. We haven't done our little.
Like we've done anything normal ever.
Well, true. The topics that we would generally cover off in one of our podcasts.
Yeah, but sort of a little bit.
But we've touched on lots of things.
We've talked about comedians being neurodiverse.
Well, important. True. That's very important. We've set up our fantasy cabinet for when we run the country.
Yes, and also we will be accepting applications for Minister of.
Yeah, and party membership will be available soon.
I strongly feel we should do this.
Absolutely. Anything with the word party in it
is the only circus where the clowns are in charge.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've pretty much on full spectrum. I don't think we've covered anything that we talked about covering, to be honest.
No. The question really is the stuff that we talk about shouldn't really be uncovered or discovered. Covered is probably good.
Yeah, we should keep it under wraps, really.
And with that, is that a wrap?
I think it is.
Awesome.
Well, so
she's been happy.
She's been Ava. And we are absolute savages. Good night.